Yate, Georgia Benally and She, Kiani Nishle Sanjikine, Bashichi, Nakaidene, Dashiche, Tutsoni Dashinale. Hello, my name is Georgia Benally, and I am born for the Towering House Clan, Cliff Dwelling Honeycomb Rock Clan, Mexican Clan, and the Big Water Clan. I am a fourth-year student majoring in psychology. I am Dinette, and I grew up on the Navajo Nation. SOAR stands for Student Outreach, Access, and Resiliency. What I notice and love about Native SOAR is that the course definitely does what their acronym says. We as students and mentors are being outreached to by our wonderful instructors and guest speakers. The course content further pushes us to learn about how our elders have pushed for higher education progress in so many ways and are taught resiliency. In the same effect, we as mentors are also outreaching to our mentees, preparing them for their future, giving them knowledge to succeed that will contribute to their resiliency in taking their after-graduation steps. What did you discover about yourself as you participated in Native SOAR? As I thought about this question, I thought of the many ways that I could answer it. However, this question could not be answered with just one answer. Thankfully, from a very young age, my parents had always encouraged me to take my education serious. Even in the elementary school age, I knew that at the end of the line, my parents expected me to attend college, and that's what I would do. I continued to maintain a good academic standing until I graduated high school. I was lucky enough to put myself out there and take advantage of the resources and opportunities that were offered in my high school that helped me prepare on what to expect going into the college life. Although I was more prepared than my peers, I still felt like I had no idea what was going on and still had trouble taking advantage of all the resources. Finally, when I got the hang of resources available to me, COVID-19 suddenly emerged and threw my higher education path off course. After taking about a 2-year hiatus from college, I transferred to University of Arizona. Now again, I was faced with having to relearn all of the resources taught to me, create a new community, and find my place on campus. At this point, I was looking back on how complicated my journey of pursuing my bachelor's degree was. In my first year attending U of A, I didn't make use of any of the resources that could have contributed to my success. Until now, I have finally become aware of resources on campus that have been available the whole time. These include the usage of NASA, which is the Native American Student Affairs, AHA, American Indian and Indigenous Health Alliance, Native SOAR, IndigiCat Student Association, and so many more resources on campus. In the article, it's about family Native American student persistence in higher education by Remy and Wolverton. They stated that Native American students who attend mainstream colleges and universities suggest that factors such as pre-college academic preparation, family support, supportive and involved faculty, institutional commitment, and maintaining an active presence in home, communities, and cultural ceremonies are crucial elements that impact these students' ability and their desire to persist in college. Throughout the course, we shared our experiences of how we each felt connected to this statement. Not only in ways did we relate that they were, of course, important, but in ways we noticed that we each were lacking in one or more of these areas at some point in our college career. We learned the importance of how this research can be used for our benefit and being able to look for these resources on our campus. I further translated this same finding in our mentoring when we learned that our mentees included not only Native American Indigenous mentees, but also mentees who come from a Hispanic background. We understood that they should also learn about the resources that U of A has and many other higher education institutions have so that they know where to find community as well. One of the quotes that caught my attention was from the reading Tatha, a Financial Hardship Master. Now my children, bear with me. Throughout this book, I will tell you aspects of our history that may be difficult to hear. Yet we cannot look at ourselves as the white settlers have, and sometimes how they still look at us today. We must resist the white settler gaze, the Billigana white person gaze. Our history is a part of us, and we are a part of it. This reading was about the financial hardship monsters that Native American Indigenous people face. However, this quote can be translated to so many of the readings in many ways. This quote stuck out to me because it awakened me to come to the realization that even I, without noticing it, will look at aspects of our history with the white settler gaze. I realize this is because sometimes we are taught our own history through this gaze in school first rather than hearing it from our own people. This made me sad, but it encourages me to read further into the reading and learn about how to prevent the white settler gaze and decolonizing our education. The next reading, I pull a quote, "Our connection to land, relatives, lifeways, and community can strongly motivate us to strive, persevere, and accomplish our goals. As I reflect on the landscape of my childhood and think about the landscape of my educational experiences, I am reminded that all experiences have value. Acknowledging the role of the land and our belonging to it is important in remembering who we are as a people, and as individuals, always look to the future of our communities." This statement is what Aresta Sosi Paddock ended her chapter Bidish Call with. This is a very powerful quote to tie the author's story and being a voice for others who share the same background. I can relate this reading to the many different stories that we heard in our Rep Yourself class activity. We each got to learn intimate things about everyone in our Native SOAR class. In our Rep Yourself activity, we had to choose 2 objects and talk about why they're important to us. I got to learn about my classmates on a deeper level. The shared objects and the stories that go with them encompassed how an event, way of thinking, growing up, tribal culture, and individual culture, and so on show how, in Paddock's words, that experience has value. Going into mentoring sessions, I really didn't know what to expect. I was nervous about how I wanted to be a good mentor, and I wanted our mentoring sessions to be meaningful for our mentees. I saw myself in their shoes, and even though at the time I might have thought it was boring, I now knew just how important the information we were sharing would be to their future. I enjoyed having the opportunity to contribute to a community, which shaped me into being more comfortable and wanting to look for more ways that I could contribute back to my own community. Mentoring, along with the whole of the class, taught me how important community was and how crucial it is for me and my peers' success.